Hello everybody, I am Row 2501, and if I said it in the last 7 Days to Die video, this will actually be the last one about tips and other useful information. Anything else will just be me running around or killing zombies. But this is like supplemental information. Some stuff I may have not mentioned in the other videos. Plus, I wanted to, show everybody what a random map can look like. I've done a good 4 or 5 games on the random map, and you choose this when you're setting up your game. And I've never come across the same map even remotely close, so most likely you'll never see one like this. You might have one that's close, but when the random says random, it's truly random, and I think it's quite awesome. Some of the better games that I've had in 7 Days to Die have been on the random maps. But I digress. So, as we can see here, my aimless wandering around. In this particular game, this is my little fortified base. It's a 2-story house, and I've eliminated every way that zombies could get up to this second area. They can still damage the walls downstairs and get in the interior down there, but they can't, in turn, climb up anywhere to get me. Security keeps you alive. But also, I've got a forge going and a workbench, which wasn't in the normal tips one. For a workbench, if I didn't mention it previous, it takes forged iron, mechanical parts, a wrench, a claw hammer, and wood. And the prospect of doing or getting a workbench together, the materials that you'll have not a hard time, but will take you a bit of time to gather, are the mechanical parts and the wrench, because oddly enough, you need the wrench to get mechanical parts from various things. Like the best way to get mechanical parts would be to break down an air conditioner, or if you see like a leather chair in a building. I know that's really weird. I thought it was weird, but if you break down a leather chair, you get mechanical parts. You can also get them from cars and a bunch of other things, but easiest, quickest way is air conditioners. And then, like I said, the chairs. Anyway, you need those. You need a fair bit of those mechanical parts. And the wrench, even if the wrench has no durability, you can still use it. And the claw hammer, you can make really easily as soon as you get a forge going. And just to recap, to make a forge, you just need a bellows, stone, or really it's the bellows that turn out to be the difficult part, because you need either leather or animal hide to make a bellows. But stone, short iron pipe, bellows. I know I'm missing something. Let's see. Oh, clay. And clay you can get super easily just by looking for the dark patches of ground, make stone shovel. Super quick. But as soon as you make a forge, you'll have forged iron, and you'll be good to go on a lot of stuff. But one thing I never did in the other videos was the Horde that comes towards you every 7 days. I kind of left that like a surprise for the most part, just so you can see what it's like. Just to explain, the Horde comes at you every 7 days, hence the name of the game. But the Horde won't come until nighttime on the 7th day. So not midnight like when it trades over from the 6th day to the 7th at midnight. No, it's on the actual night of the 7th day. So like 2100 hours, right around there. And you'll see the sky go like blood red, literally. The whole area will be blood red, and the moon will be blood red as well. It's literally called a blood moon. But the zombie horde will basically just keep coming at you until it reaches 4 a.m., I believe. And depending on, you know, how long you've been surviving and whatnot, it just, that determines like the stream of zombies, whether it'll be like high capacity or low capacity, so to speak, if you're a noob. The first one that I had here wasn't very bad at all. The second one almost got me. But again, so like when you're preparing for any battle or siege or anything of that nature, if you're going to stand and fight, which is one of the options, you can of course also choose to just run. You can literally run away from the whole chase you all over the place. I've done it a bunch of times. It's totally doable. And then of course, third option is let them kill you, which won't solve anything because they'll still be there. But back to what I was saying. Like I said, as with any kind of siege or battle or anything of that nature, if you're going to stand and fight, tactically, it is more appropriate for you to prepare the battlefield, so to speak, so that it's easier for you to accomplish whatever goal it is you want, whether it be corralling all the zombies so it's easier to kill them, or lead them away, or do whatever. And in this particular instance, what I did was, you know, I made a bunch of torches. I kind of put them all over the place just to light, especially the house area. I made these giant scrap iron spikes that basically cripple the zombies and turn them into crawlers when they hit them. But they can kill the zombies as well because they crawl over them. You know, they're not smart. These are fairly easy to make or take a few resources to make as compared to the wood spikes that you'll see in the crafting menu. So I make these instead. You can, you know, make hundreds, thousands if you have that much time, and just put them all over the place. I've got one game where they're literally like 10 rows deep. But that was back when the resources were a lot, you needed a lot fewer. But back to what I was saying again, I'm sorry. Preparing the field. You know, where you're going to make a stand, get it ready so that you have an easier time dealing with the horde in general. I'm about to be attacked. Oh, I was going to mention this in a bit, actually, so might as well mention it now and skip my... Oh, wow, that's a lot bigger than what I thought it was going to be. I do believe it's time to run. While I run, I will explain. This wandering band of zombies that's coming towards me isn't the horde, because, you know, it's day 16, not day 21. The 7 Days to Die calls them pit stop zombies. I don't know why. It's more like a undead conga line to me. But anyway, this train of zombies will, I guess, kind of seek you out depending on the heat level in your base versus your character's health. It's a new mechanic that I'm still like coming to grips with, so to speak, because they put it in the last patch and they changed it ever so slightly in this one. But basically, you just have to keep an eye out for these things. Like it'll just be a big, or actually, I guess it depends on the day. It'll be a group of zombies that just wander around, and the more activity you have at your base, i.e., surrounded by torches with a forge going, that's what drew them in. They're easily avoided. As you can see, I just ran away from them. You can draw them away. You can also just literally run away from them and give it 5 or 10 minutes and then go back to your base and they'll be gone. They just wander. As long as you don't damage any of them or engage them, they'll forget you were ever there, so to speak. But once again, back to what I was saying with preparing the battlefield. You know, get everything ready is the best advice I have. You saw the area that I was wandering around in there. There was no grass and there were torches. If you literally cut the grass, it won't grow back. It also makes it a hell of a lot easier to see, especially the crawling zombies. Those get pretty difficult to see, especially in the dark, especially when there's a whole bunch of other zombies around. So I always cut a big space of the grass. I clear it out, and that's usually, where I wander back and forth to deal with the zombie horde. The only other thing I can really suggest for dealing with the horde, if you're going to stand and fight like I did or have, is the 3 weapons you want to have is the barbed club, which is what I'm holding in my hand. Can't really see it right at the moment, but barbed club, which you can make once you have a forge, a crossbow, which is a bit more difficult to get, so to speak, but with the merchant, hopefully you can buy one in your game. He'll eventually have one for you to purchase. Just sell whatever you need to get enough tokens to buy one. Trust me, it's, other than like rifles, it's probably the best weapon in the game. But yeah, so barbed club you get once you get a forged. Crossbow you also need a forge for, and you'll either come across it randomly if you have a high enough scavenging, or buy one from the merchant. The third thing is a gun. If you can pick one up, I picked up several in this game, in this particular random game, and my scavenging, I only boosted it a few points. So, even just boosting 10 points ahead of your normal scavenging will yield weapons of a decent caliber for you to use in combat. So a gun of any kind, shotgun, pistol, rifle, or submachine gun. Use any, just even if you only have 20 bullets, bring it with you, because you never know when you might get kind of backed up or backed into a corner where, a shootout can literally save your life in this game. Saved mine several times. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot of other stuff to really go over. Other than to say that like I said earlier, the random map games, I've had a bit more fun in these, simply because the map was super crazy, and something you'll find in the random maps that you won't usually find in the novice game map setting is go to like a forest area. And I've only seen them in forest areas and the desert area on the random map, that is. you'll find these giant, for lack of a better word, mines. Like huge holes in the ground that you can fall in if you're just running and you don't have a light, or if it's nighttime. The way I found out about these originally was I was running at night and I only had a torch and I fell into one and died. So, way to learn a lesson. But anyway, here's a quick glimpse of one that I found. This is one of the tunnels, and I marked it with a ton of torches. That way I don't fall in it. But here's the big open pit one. Yeah, if you fell down there, you'd be toast. The only thing I would say is if you're playing on a random map and you come across a mine, be a little cautious when you go in, because there might be a bear in there. I've seen it once, twice. So random maps, a bit more fun, a bit more random, totally random, I should say. Has these cool mines, and in these mines, like I keep calling them, you can get stone and the iron ore really, really quickly, really, really easily. The white pillars are saltpeter, which you need for gunpowder. When you can eventually make bullets and things of that nature. Here's another pit. When you can make bullets and stuff like that, the components you'll need are coal and that saltpeter stuff. And from what I've seen in the new patch, you get each in fairly even amounts. Plus, you'll just randomly see them scattered, like in hill forest biome and the snow biome. I mean, it'll literally be just a black mound sticking out of the ground. Mine it for coal, and you'll see like white speckled ones, saltpeter. Just mine it if you need it, or run by it if you're running for your life or whatever. But shouldn't be a problem. Those mines just make it super easy to get iron ore. And it takes a decent amount of iron ore when you start making steel items and things of that nature. But, so yeah, random maps are pretty fun. They can be big or small. I've actually seen small ones. And the only reason I say is because the map was populated by mostly water, with a lot of thin roadways that led from pretty much city to city. So there wasn't a lot of land mass. It was mostly water. The reason I'm doing this video on this particular game is because in all the random games that I've ever played, I've never actually seen this happen before, and it's this right here. So on the map, I am pretty much in the top corner of it. See, can't go any further up or to the left. And you'll know when you reach an edge of a map because you'll hit a radiation zone and it'll kill you quite quickly. But so this forest biome, typically they're all about the same size. Whether they're on the random map or in the Navi's Gain map. But this is the biggest biome, single biome that I've ever seen in the game. It just goes on and on and on. I had to go literally to the other side of the map to find the different border for the top half, which is this, edge of the snow biome here. But all of this down here, all forest. All this up here, forest. All over here, forest. And I'm sure there's a city in here somewhere that I just haven't found yet. That's all going to be forest. And then the bottom edge is down here with this apocalypse zone. That's what I call it. But I thought it'd be a good intro to the random map for you. It's quite huge. It took me about 40 minutes, 45 minutes to run all the way over here. Yeah, other than showing you that last little bit, quick recap. If you're gonna stand and fight your zombie horde, prepare your battlefield in whatever way you see fit. And this is what I did. Cleared the grass, put a bunch of torches down, and just made it easier for me to see and go back and forth to kill the zombies. I lit the rest of my house just so I can see any zombies that might be left as stragglers. I made scrap iron spikes as last minute fortification, just so they wouldn't tear the house up while they were towards me. Put a bunch of torches everywhere. If you guys would say the 3 most useful weapons would be crossbow, and you can either pick up the schematic randomly through your scavenging, or you can buy one from the merchant. Barbed club, which now you can see, and you can get the barbed club by having the forge. And any kind of gun, pistol, submachine gun, shotgun, rifle. And like I said, it doesn't matter even if you have only a few rounds. Take it with you just in case, because like I said, you never know when a shootout might save your life. And you don't have to worry about making the noise because, well, all the zombies are already coming at you. So I would say other than that, hopefully this one was useful or more useful than the others. Either way, happy hunting, and good luck with your game and your random map. And if anybody happens to play anything crazy, screenshot, comment, anything, let me know the madness. Thank you for watching the videos, and I guess we'll wait to see if I can make it through a whole bunch of zombies and maybe show you a really, really big zombie horde. But again, happy hunting, and don't let them sneak up on you. Bye.